Yeah. So I guess the phone doesn't work very much anymore, and the stream gets. And I'm not sure if you guys have noticed that or not. I definitely have noticed that my phone is definitely. Sometimes I have an echo. There's definitely some things going on with the communication on my phone, and I just wonder. I mean, it's also because this isn't my equipment, and so I'm not used to having this equipment. So I don't know why, but I certainly have noticed that some things have been going funny with my phone the last couple days. But the thing is that we will not be detoured. We will not be slowed down. They can do whatever they want to it doesn't matter. I'll go to another platform. I'll eventually get a phone that is unhackable. I've heard about it. Has anybody heard about phones that are not? There's a particular phone. I think it's $1,000 or no, I think it's $2,000. I think it's a $2,000 phone. You can get it, but it's a gold phone, and you can't hack that phone, I guess. If I remember just hearing about it, but I haven't seen it because I thought that's preposterous. $2,000 for a phone, but then you can't hack into the phone. And I think that's what we're seeing a little bit, especially when I talk about how shitty cops are. Is anybody there? Can you guys say hello, or is it just not? Is it not going through? I just don't even know. I just can't get. There it is. Anything is hackable. They say that iPhones are unhackable, but let's keep on showing what the cops are about. Because I want everybody to see this because they don't want us to see it. And I feel like maybe I should just start from the beginning of this and just show you guys again from the beginning of the start. So, what a bummer. I hate that. I hate that happens, but you can't let it affect you because you just have to keep going because we don't stop. And we're not going to stop just because my stream gets wiped out, and you guys mess with my communications. It's not going to change anything. We're not going to stop. You can't stop this train. Transparency has arrived. The phone now makes it that you can broadcast out to hundreds and thousands of people, and I realized how powerful the camera was when a couple months ago my uncle from Colombia, my last name is DeCastro, my father was Colombian, my mother was white bread, and so my sister's brown like bread, like brown bread, and I'm white like white bread, or light skinned for certain. My Uncle Richard said to me, I had a friend come to me and say, hey, there's a guy on TikTok who what he does is he talks about constitutional law and the rule of law and how the rule of law is not being followed. And my uncle said to him, that's interesting. And he said, why? And he said, his last name is DeCastro. Do you know this man? And he showed him the video, and my Uncle Ricardo said, that's my nephew. So I realized the power of making a video. That's why I make so many videos, because I realized the power of going live. If you have a video, remember, Kent Freeman would not have a lawsuit if he hadn't put a camera in his own home. Think about that for a second. I had a talk with someone in Georgia earlier today. He told me of the disgusting thing that's going on with him down there. We're going to expose that whole thing. If Kent Freeman didn't have a camera in his house, let me ask a vote real quick. Would he have a lawsuit? Yes or no? Would Spooljarek had resigned if Kent Freeman hadn't had a camera? I don't know. My communications is messed up for sure because I don't get any of you guys'. Right. No, would not have. Absolutely would not have. He put a camera in his house. Yeah, it's all over the tri-state area. So now we're back to 100 people. So now let's just go ahead and begin. I'm going to begin this video. So if you guys are just watching this fresh, somehow miraculously my stream got cut a few seconds ago, and we were going over Beastmaster in the house. I'm glad you're here, Beastmaster. We're going to go over this video that shows the I-Team investigation. And if you guys would please, if you haven't done this, pop over to their station, WCPO9. This is their YouTube channel, and give them a subscription. I subscribed earlier today, and then leave a comment down here that DeletelawZ sent you over to subscribe to this channel, because they did some good work here in exposing the corrupt cops in the tri-state area.
Many of you are calling, emailing, and commenting.
I can relate to that. Many of you are calling, emailing, and commenting
On the 9 on Your Side I-Team investigation into police discipline. We have spent the last 6 months investigating allegations of officer misconduct. Our investigation focuses on how local police departments respond when their own officers are accused of wrongdoing. Chief Investigator Craig Cheatham is here with part 1 of our series. Craig.
Kristen, the I-Team has investigated more than 2,000 incidents involving hundreds of police and corrections officers from 40 local police departments. One of our goals is to examine how local police departments essentially police their own, and what happens to officers who violate policy and, in some cases, the law.
So if you guys go to my website, DeletelawZ, I have 3 police commissions on there: the Wickersham, the Knapp, and the Mullen. They're all free. You don't even need to hit me up. You just go to DeletelawZ and get the Mullen Commission, which came out in 1994, and you just scan it like it's a fun book to read. You're gonna find out what he just said: internal investigations, and then go to the internal investigation section of the Mullen Commission, and let me just tell you, nothing has changed. You can't have people police themselves who they're buddies with and they know and they worked in that business before, and you can't have it. You need a third party. But I'm gonna.
Michael Holloway has worked hard to hide his pain.
I took 3 or 4 days off work after it happened.
Holloway says the chronic pain in his injured arm and spine got worse soon after he arrived at the Middletown jail in February of last year. He was greeted by Corrections Officer Calvin McIntosh, who had 28 use of force incidents in the last 4 years, more than double the total of the other 9 corrections officers combined.
He said, I am a effing law.
Holloway would become number 29. Holloway arrived at the jail after being arrested on a warrant for a petty theft charge. On the video, you can see McIntosh's hand near Holloway's injured neck.
He's not resisting at all. He's not resisting at all. He's literally just being jerked around.
Pulling back on Holloway's shirt. Holloway says it was extremely painful.
It's not right. That was BS that I went through.
Then, according to an internal police investigation, McIntosh pushed Holloway into the cell door and into the cell. In the cell off camera, Holloway says McIntosh punched him several times in his neck and injured spine.
It hurt bad enough I was crying. You know, I mean, it literally put me in tears, put me to my knee.
According to the jail video, McIntosh was in the cell alone with Holloway for 25 seconds. When he left, McIntosh slammed the door so hard, it bounced back.
I'm thinking if I do anything at that time, my life's in danger.
A Middletown police internal investigation concluded Holloway never resisted McIntosh, was no threat to the officer, and that McIntosh used unreasonable force. The police department determined McIntosh was guilty of administrative charges of conduct unbecoming and courtesy. The police department suspended him for a day. And allowed McIntosh to use holiday pay so he wouldn't lose any money.
This is the one where they just slam this guy into the ground. He's in cuffs. They slam his head into the door. And none of these guys got in trouble either. None of them. Now, he's in handcuffs. This guy's in handcuffs. See, he's in handcuffs right here, and he's getting just slammed. Look at they rip the shoulders. Look at them rip his shoulders. Do you see that? They're ripping. Look, now down to the ground. He's trying to break his arm. Do you see that? Do you see that? He's trying to break his arm. I mean, maybe he did. So, let's go back here.
The year before, he was also reprimanded for his use of force.
It's an outrage. What he did, he should have been charged with an assault with intent, because he did everything he could to make sure that I was in pain and make sure that I was hurting.
How do local police departments respond when their own officers are found to have violated department policy, or in some cases, the law? To answer that question, the 9 on Your Side I-Team has spent months examining internal police records we requested and obtained from 40 police departments serving the tri-state, focusing on law enforcement incidents in 7 Ohio and Kentucky counties.
So the tri-state area, I said this on the last live before it just miraculously disappeared. The tri-state area, the police there, according to a police officer's wife, who I recorded the phone call, she gave me permission to release it. They are colluding together, the tri-state area police, not only in illegal things, they're colluding together to harass people. So in other words, here's how it works. If you're in Ironton and you go over to West Virginia, the Ironton police will call their counterpart over in West Virginia and say, hey, did you see that van with the California plates on it? That's that guy, pull him over. And so what people are reporting to me is that no matter where they go, they seem to be like on a shit list of being targeted by the police. And it's because they're all colluding together. That's why they didn't do a study on just Southern Ohio or West Virginia or Kentucky. They did a study on the tri-state police area because they're all in it together and there's no transparency. And so there's no justice.
I-Team discovered that not a single officer found to have used excessive force counties. The I-Team discovered that not a single
Smack.
officer found to have used
Push
excessive
against the
force
wall.
was
He's really
charged or fired. In this incident at the Hamilton County Justice Center, the only use of force considered excessive was this roundhouse punch. The I-Team's investigation
looks kind of got the same haircut as Hanshaw, even though it's not Hanshaw because it's another county, but Hanshaw's got to go. I need more video on Hanshaw abusing people.
and also found that theft, domestic violence, and assault allegations made against local police officers by their own departments were forwarded to the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office, but no charges were filed. Were forwarded to the made against local theft, domestic violence, and assault allegations made against local police officers by their own departments were forwarded to the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office, but no charges were filed. In one case, an officer was allowed to retire instead of facing criminal charges.
Okay, so footnote on that. Number one, Spooge won't be able to retire and avoid criminal charges on assaulting Kendall or raping Jane Doe when she was in high school. He won't be able to avoid that. It doesn't matter if he retires or not. He's gonna have to face the music. Now, the qualified immunity, what we have to prove, and unless he may not have an oath to office, we're checking to see if he has an oath to office on record, because then he wouldn't be working in official capacity and he wouldn't have any qualified immunity anyway. Because what they do with so here's the point. He's not going to be able to avoid the statutory rape charges. He won't be able to avoid that if he resigns or not. He's not going to be able to duck it. And that's Jane Doe. And that was statutory rape. And we have proof.
As the I-Team first reported in May, Hamilton County Corrections Officer Jason Mize pushed a 61-year-old inmate headfirst into a concrete block wall a year ago, left him moaning in pain, then flung the cell door so hard it didn't close. An internal investigation found the inmate was bleeding profusely and had a broken hip.
He was facing termination. It never happened because he resigned.
The sheriff's office referred that case to the Office of Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters, which declined to present it to a grand jury.
The sheriff's office did everything they could possibly do and went through every phase of the process, and it was turned down by the prosecutor's office. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
against that.
Yeah.
The Hamilton County
Why was it turned down by the prosecutor's office? Because behind every dirty pig is a dirty prosecutor. That's why the new agency that's why the new agency that I created called Transparency, the Montesquieu, looks over police. The Locke looks over prosecutors. You have to have transparency or you have injustice. You're seeing it.
Prosecutor's office also declined to file charges against former Blue Ash officer Chris Zelensky and ex-Coleraine Township Sergeant Joseph Redmond, who repeatedly used a confidential police database to get personal information about people who were not under investigation.
Okay, did you hear what he just said here? To get confidential information. So that means when they stop you and they say, oh, I just need to get your name for my report. Then what that guy did is when he took your name for your report, what he did then is went into those files and said, oh, that girl was pretty cute. I think I'll look up her up. And that's happening all the time. It's ubiquitous. It's across all police departments. This is a tri-state investigation, not a Southern Ohio State investigation.
Prosecutors in Ohio and other states have filed felony charges against officers who violate that trust.
Very few times.
But the Hamilton County Prosecutor's Office declined to file charges against both officers who were forced to resign.
Forced to resign my butt. Nothing happens to them. Nothing. Zero. Nothing. Nothing.
Redmond was an adjunct instructor at the Butler Tech Police Academy, but he resigned last week after the I-Team contacted him about this story. Back in Middletown, the I-Team showed up at a recent city council.
They all know. All those city council members, they all know. Some of them know. Maybe not all of them. Maybe not all of them. Maybe all of them don't know, but some of them know. That's why the Locke agency is going to oversee prosecutors, city council members, mayors like Sam Cramblett, who's a total loser.
Meeting after Police Chief Rodney Muterspaw and City Manager Doug Atkins canceled.
These people, some of these people, maybe not this gentleman here, but a lot of these people in these positions who are educated people, they know what's going on. Maybe not this gentleman, I'm not trying to disparage his name, but some people, that's why I covered his name, because I'm just saying, there's some.
An on-camera interview with us. The chief wasn't there, so we approached Atkins during a break. Why did you back out of the interview? Michael Holloway says the city...
Hold on a minute. What do you guys always hear the cops say to me? I haven't posted Chapman's conversation that I talked to him, but what do they always say to me? We're not going to get into this right now. I'm not going to go into hypotheticals. I'm not going to have this discussion right now. I'm not going to talk about this right now. You're a government official, Jack. You don't get to decide when I talk to you. I walk up to you and I talk to you when I want to talk to you. You work for me, bud. I'm the highest ranking member here. You're below the line. I'm above the line. You work for me. You uphold me. When I question you, you will stand there and be questioned, or you'll say no comment, but we're not going to discuss it. We are going to discuss it. We're going to discuss it. That's why we're here, to redress our government. When I said I was protesting at that city hall in Ironton, that's it. I have rules now to protest.
Of Middletown and its police department have not been held accountable. Holloway says the city of Middletown and its police department have not been held accountable for the way he was treated in jail, even denying him a copy of the investigation and how they responded to it.
There is supposed to be something in line that police is the police, but it's not working.
So again, you guys, I want you to go by their channel, go by KCP09, and that's their channel, and that's the name of the video right there. Tell them DeletelawZ sent you. I'd like to see their comment section filled up, because it takes real cojones to do investigations against dirty pigs, because once you get down in the trough, you're always going to get dirty. So congratulations to I-Team. Bravery. Listen, I got to get back to work. The guy that you guys helped raise the funds for, again, thank you guys so much. Thank you so much. I couldn't have done this without his help, and some other people too who are also involved. So I just want to say thank you guys. Help me, because I couldn't have done it without you. I really couldn't have. And now I head up to Dallas and we sue for Yunez, and we sue for Jane Doe. So get ready. We don't stop. We don't stop. I got to get to work. Love you guys. Thank you for watching this. Make sure you guys go over to iTeam9. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. I got to go. Later, guys.